They'll probably make a door. You may have something in there. That's a sow. If you listen real closely, if I shut up. Beautiful, beautiful evening. No mosquitoes for some reason. Probably shouldn't have said that. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 ducks. Okay, normally we start our videos off of us in the shop at our business, but a little crazy day. Our landowner had a little fire get away from him down here in Central Florida, so we put it in the wind to get down here. Everything's good, but it just kind of derailed the day. So we're back on track now, a little behind schedule for what we want to do. Wyatt's already mulching, taking care of some cool evening hours for mulching. Zeb's doing a little fire stuff, nothing major, and I'm jumping on this trap. So last Friday, we dropped on a single bore in the prairie with the chief trap. We moved the chief trap to a bait site that was hot with about 19-20 hogs. Hogs being hogs, they're now hammering where I moved the bait site to where the trap used to be. Hopefully you're following all that. It's kind of hard. So I want to leave the chief trap where it's at. They know that's a hot bait site. They were using it as a bait site. Now it's a trap. They haven't been anywhere near it. They just moved on us. So what we're going to do now is, sounds crazy, but the beauty of the Jagger Pro is it's portable. So we're going to throw this system behind me, this 12-panel 1-gate system, on a trailer. We brought an extra gate with us. We're going to double gate and wrap that bait site right now, fast. Throw it all up. Now, if that's too much for them and they don't like it, they're going to go to the other food source they know, which is across the property, which is the chief trap. These are tactics. On the fly tactics, fluid movement, so we're going to do it. So I got to get busy because I'm running out of daylight. And we're probably going to be working in the dark. And that's fine because that's what we do. So hang on, here we go. Okay, we got the trap loaded. Humid here today. Supposedly it's 100% humidity. But you can see we got her on the mini hog. That's our mini hog that has the winch on it. We brought it down from Georgia. We've got a mini hog here, but it doesn't have a winch on it. So we're anticipating maybe being able to take this group of 19-20 hogs. Got to come back and grab this T-post. Left the T-post puller over at camp. And then forgot my ladder. I got to get up on the big pole and pull that mine camera down, but everything else is good to go. Takes about 30 minutes to load it. We used to move a lot of traps on a 23 square mile project. That was 2020 and 2021. So we became experts, I think, to a degree, throwing them on a trailer and moving them. So we know how to do it, and it's just me. Wyatt's mulching and Zeb's dealing with the fire issue. So we're putting a wiggle on it. We're headed to Laura Ingalls land. Okay, as you can see, we're back here at the prairie. Beautiful sunset. But for some of you, you'll be like, man, this is kind of crazy. But here's the deal. The only protected, all the food sources on the property are protected. The deer feeder stations, they're all wrapped, so the hogs can't get to them. So the only unprotected food sources are this one and that way, where the trap is at, the chief trap. So we're going to double gate this. It's throwing a lot of steel at them at one time. They're coming here for the food. The primary reason they're coming here is the water. The water sinks closer to where the trap are at. They're starting to dry up because it's just been so dry. So what we have here is what they want. Now, I'm out here late, goes against the rules, but they're over there somewhere, I promise you. Laid up, waiting, right? So what's the worst thing that's going to happen? I'm going to keep them from coming here, and then they're going to go to a food source they already know, which is the trap. So is it a gamble? A little bit of a gamble, but it's the chess game of hog trapping, which is probably what attracts me to it the most, is the puzzle. So we're going to give it a run here. We're going to go ahead and throw up these panels. We're going to double gate it. We're not going to be running live video. We're going to be running the Jagger Pro mine camera. and then we're going to use an ice camera. On a double gate system, us as a business, we run 2 cameras no matter what. Even on our single gates, we run 2 cameras, but definitely on a double gate, we're going to run 2 cameras. We're going to be watching both gates and inside of the trap. So bear with me. I'll try to do a little footage, but I really got to put a wiggle in it to get this done. And the ducks are over there begging me to get this done. So we'll keep you posted. All right, as you can tell, we lost our daylight. Wyatt was coming back from doing his mulching, so he gave me a quick hand here. So basically what we've done is we've double gated it. We've got this got the gate here, got a gate on the other side. Not the best design, but we're kind of against the 8 ball behind the pool table. On a double gate system, you're going to need 14 rods because you've added a panel. In theory, this gate becomes a panel. So what we've done is we've eliminated a panel. So we're running a 12 panel system, but it's a double gate. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have an extra rod, then you could run 12 panels, 2 gates. In theory, that's 14. So Wyatt's going to follow me over here, and I am sweating like Wyatt in church. If you listen real closely, if I shut up, those are the ducks. They're celebrating us coming here trying to take these hogs out. Now, if you've got to move a gate by yourself, you'll see that the actual gate is down here, but the frame is here. It's very easy with all Jaeger Pro gates to take. The newer gate has 1 bolt on each side. This older gate's got 2 bolts on each side. Take the 2 bolts out. They won't come out. You won't lose them. Washer, lock washer, nut. Always carry spares, at least I would. And then we're going to put this gate back together. Now, why did I take the gate apart? Because I was by myself. The frame doesn't weigh that much. It's also easier to manipulate this system if you're just trying to yank and pull on a frame versus a gate. We're going to take the gate, throw it in. Remember, metal to the hog, metal to the hog, metal to the animal, meaning the wire's got to go towards them. And then we're going to plug this gate in. We've got to set a ice camera on the outside of one gate, set the mine camera up, sink the gates, pour some corn, pile of corn up under this feeder, and we're ready to trap hogs if they come in. Now again, we're here late. If we've spooked them, the worst that's going to happen, they're going to go to where the old bait site is at, which is now the Chief Trap, and we're cooking with gas. But again, they're coming here mostly for the water. The food is a bonus. So stay tuned. All right, so it's 9:30. Slight technical issue. So we went to a 9 amp hour battery in these control boxes. It fits, gives us a little bit more battery life. But the blades are called a T2 versus a T1. So you have to change the connectors out. We hadn't changed the connectors out in this gate. So for some of you, you'd be like, oh crap, that sucks. But honestly, it's what I like about the job. Our trapping bag, evidently, the wire strippers aren't in it. So Wyatt gave me his razor knife. I had the connectors, so I'm making it work. And that's, I mean, seriously, for me, I love this about trapping, is that we're out here in the field 9:30 at night trying to get this trap up, and what do we have to work with to make it work? You know, the old Marine Corps motto, improvise, adapt, and overcome. So once we get this wired in, then we're going to go ahead and sync up the gates. Wyatt's got the big pole in the ground, and we're going to mount the ice camera back here behind us, and we'll kind of show you once we get it all wrapped up. You good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, so we're done. It's almost 10 o'clock. They sometimes come in around 10. Normally they come in around 1. They'll stay all night. So as I said earlier, we're going to run the Jaeger Pro ice camera on this gate right here. So it's going to shine, you know, it's going to look at this gate. Okay, then if you come over here, and I apologize for the lighting. We're just freaking rednecks trapping hogs, I guess. But it's the Jaeger Pro mine camera. So the mine camera is looking at the feeder, and it's also looking at that opposing gate. So we're running 2 cameras to watch these gates, okay? So when we flip the switch, the mine camera is going to shoot to both gates, simultaneously drop. The design's pretty good for the most part. I mean, I'm big on design. I like it, but the angle's good. Everything kind of seems to be working out pretty good. Over here, as I said earlier, we pull the panel out. And I can caution you that it may seem crazy, but zip tie these panels or zip tie them to a tree or something. Don't lean them up against something. We've had hogs, you know, hit it against a tree, it fall over and spook the hogs, and then we got 2 or 3 days of recovery for them to wrap their little heads around what just happened. A couple zip ties right there. Leave it alone. Or if you want to get it out of here, then just take it 50 yards that way and lay it in the grass. But get it away from the trap or zip tie it up. So basically, that's it. So we're running technically an 11 panel system with 2 Jaeger Pro gates, 2 cameras. We baited heavy right in the center because that's actually, Friday, when I dumped the feeder, I dumped it right there in that spot. I moved the chief trap across the property, and then I brought the bait site back from where the chief trap was at because that's where the hogs were at, and planted it here. What I didn't calculate was their extreme need for the water because we have a great water source right here. So they're used to it being in a pile. And again, if we've spooked them tonight, the worst thing that's going to happen is they're going to go back to that feeder, which is now a trap, and we can flip the switch there. Very aggressive tactics on our part, but for us, that's trapping hogs. I'm going to come at them just as hard as they're coming at us. Is it personal at this point? Maybe a little bit. But you're talking 19 to 20 hogs. That's a good group of hogs, a lot for this property. We haven't dropped a big group like that in probably a year. So we're going to head back to camp, take a shower, eat a big ass salad, and I'm not sure what the boys are going to eat, but wrap it up. All right, we're officially all in now. It's almost 10:30 now. So it's been a long day. Not a bad day, just a long day. Hopefully it gives you kind of some insight to the what can be the wide world of hog trapping. This is a very aggressive approach, the way that we're coming at them. Eventually, with time, they would work their way back over to where the chief trap is at. But you know what? The south trap is right over there, several hundred yards. Our fire was in that area. So to us, it's throw the panels, throw a couple gates, change a few things, make it happen. Now again, you know, 101 of hog trapping is get them to a food source. We've done that, not intentionally. We did that at the bait site, but things kind of backfired on us. That's why it's very risky. I said it already in a video. It's very risky. Run a bait site's pretty close to another trap. In this case, it's not that close, but there's a big water source. So failure on my part personally. Now we wrapped it. We gave them 2 openings, so that's their level of comfort. So a double gate system gives a hog more comfort. Not always necessary, but it is an option. So we're here tonight, which is Monday night. We're here Tuesday night, and then we're going to pull out about noon on Wednesday, so I can teach karate Wednesday night. So we've got basically 2 nights to give it a shot. So the cameras are up, they're running on both systems, and all eyes are on that. So on a closing note, you know, nothing super deep tonight, just that, you know, Wyatt came by and helped me finish putting the trap up. And I don't want either one of these boys to grow up to become a hog trapper. I lived a life. This is my second life, the way I see it. I'm just spending time with the boys. You know, puts a little change in their pocket, helps them buy a pickup truck. That's what I'm doing. You know, my dad always said he just wanted me to be happy. That was it. He said, I just want you to have a job and be happy. Love my old job, love my new job. So on that note, we're going to wrap it up. Big ass salad waiting on me. We're going to go all out tonight. We're going to throw a can of tuna in there and let it rip. Hopefully get a good night's sleep. And I can promise you that the smart on stupid watch. The voltmeter on that is flattened out. I actually let Zeb drive on the way down here, and I took me a little 20-minute snooze in the truck. So anyway, y'all have a good night. Cross your fingers. That group comes in. If it don't, hey, we tried. Have a good night. Okay, well, got into camp there. Got my big ass salad out, my tuna on it, my special treat to have some tuna on it. And about 10:30, the hogs came in a live video, so the chief trap, which is fine. So we flipped the switch on them. It's almost midnight now. Just giving them a little time. Went ahead and took a shower. And it's amazing what a shower and a fresh set of clothes, not soaked to the bone, you know what I mean? And my belt's still soaked and my pouches are still soaked. But so we're going to ease up there. Just give them a little bit. And for some of you, you may be looking at it going, man, that was just a waste of time. You moved that trap up here, hauled the gate down from Georgia. Again, it's the lens of life that you look through, okay? I got to spend the evening and watch the sun go down with my youngest son. When Wyatt got out of high school this year as a sophomore, he said, Dad, I got 2 things I need to accomplish this summer. He said, 1, I need to reconnect with my family because I've been so busy with high school baseball. And 2, I need to make some money. So he was reconnecting with his family and he was making money. It's a win. Ultimately, probably what we did was force the hogs to go back because we worked so late out into the prairie. But it's a win. I mean, it's all good. Zed went ahead and went to bed, and he told me to wake him up when I was ready to head up there. It ain't but a quarter mile up through the woods here to where the trap's at. But I don't know. I may get him up, I may not. But anyway, we're going to try to get some good footage. Rocking good time here. And going to ease up the fire break property line with a thermal 22 in the video camera. And still haven't come up with a little bag for that thing yet. And then we're gonna put it to it, man. I mean, I'm excited. I mean, it was like a breath of fresh air. You know, you come at them hard. They came at us hard. We came at them hard, and the results are good. Trap did exactly what it's supposed to do. And again, I got to spend time with my youngest son, and we got to watch the sun go down. And that's the American dream. So we're going to get back to you. They'll probably make a device, makes this a lot better. And now the party's over. That's good, they're calm. Hi, fellas. Yeah, I know. It's a human being. So, yeah. You guys have been a little problematic because we were supposed to be over here, and then we put another trap in here. Pregnant sow there. Get this camera in here right here. Keep this up a little bit. So generally, you're going to have one who's the problem child, meaning they kind of run the show. That's generally the first one you want to take out. Let me get a little bit brighter light. Come on, guys, I got to get a brighter light. There we go. Put the batteries in that light. Wyatt was using it a while ago. Let me get up on this rail here. Stand by. We've dropped, several. So we've trapped several hogs in these drop traps, but Still hard to get used to all that metal in the middle of a trap. So, yeah, I guess if we were wanting to entertain you, we'd show up in the middle of the daytime and drive our pickup truck right up to it, but we ain't gonna do that. See how much different it is? This way it's just easier on them, easier on the trap, easier on everything. But it may not be much entertainment, but we're not trying to entertain you. We're trying to educate you on the proper way and most humane way to trap hogs. So anyway, no reason to prolong this process. We're going to go ahead and do what we got to do. That one right there, yeah, that's probably our problem child. But anyway, so we'll get back to you. All right, so put them down. So did the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ow, god dang it, hit my head. Crap, now I lost count. Hard to get used to a trap. It's got steel in the middle of it. Shows you how smart I am. All right, here we go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, duck, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, duck, 16, very pregnant sow, 17, 18, 19. 19, which is what we had from the get-go when this was just a bait site. Still got one over there making a little bit of noise. So let me whip this camera around. Got a traumatic brain injury. The old moon's trying to come out now. Alright. God dang. So anyway, there you go. 19. So that's the name of the game. Didn't educate any hogs, took out our group, identified our group. It is what it is. So imagine, for you out there in TV land, if you had a trap that just had a tripwire on it. Okay, tripwire means that the animal activates the drop. The dropping of the gate, the dropping of whatever the mechanism is that drop. What we were using 20 years ago, when them boys sleeping over there, I don't think you're supposed to say they were a twinkle in somebody's eye, but they were. Okay? And that activation is gonna be by a hog, and then you're gonna have 5 hogs outside that you're never gonna trap. You're gonna have non-target species. Big words there. Deer walking in here. Trippet. Turkeys. Whatever. Coyotes. Whatever. So the frustration for us on the professional side of trapping, because we're having to fight these extremely educated hogs, is these methods are still being used by the mass quantities, and we can't wrap our head around it. I get it might be a little bit cheaper, but it ain't gonna be cheaper in the long run. Not when we can't trap these creatures. So that's my soapbox for tonight. So got to walk back to camp, about a 1/4 mile walk, and probably going to get the trailer and the fire truck, which, hey, for your information, the fire truck sustained some fire damage underneath when the fire got out of control last night. And anyways, Zebby had to get underneath there and sawzall some of the plastic belly off of it. Superficial damage, but it got hot. So anyway, we're going to get the fire truck, probably the mini hog with the winch, winch these suckers up on that trailer and take it back to camp and go from there. So stay tuned. A beautiful night here in Central Florida. Success story 101. Hard work pays off. God bless America. God bless Jagger Pro. God bless Southern Hog Control, running Jagger Pro components. And just happy to be alive right now at this very moment. So y'all stay tuned. All right, before we ruin it by bringing mankind into the picture, there she is. She ain't as full as last night, but she's looking pretty good. Last night at this time, I was in South Georgia, taking out 2 single boars in a pecan orchard. Now we're in Central Florida, taking out 19. So here we go. Light it up. Got some new batteries in the light. So I want to walk you through this. I mean, I know that the cutters and big old bores, man, that's just cool. Yeah, well, there you go. That's cool to me. Pregnant sow. Okay. So we're going to walk through them. Bore. Another pregnant sow. Might be pregnant. She looks like she might be a little pregnant, but not. She won't be pregnant. She'll be pregnant pretty soon, but I think she is pregnant by the looks of it. Okay. That is a soon-to-be sow. Meaning she is a sow. She just ain't there yet. Another sow. Bore. Bore. Okay. Bore. Bore. Soon-to-be sow. Bore. 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 She may have something in there. That's a sow. Soon to be sow. Soon to be sow. Soon to be sow. Soon to be sow. So let me get this camera turned around. You can tell I'm sweating again. Anyway, I didn't get Zebby up. He was sleeping good, and it's hard to get a boy up when he's sleeping, even though he's a 19-year-old boy. So he's got a big day tomorrow. Wyatt's got to be emulsion, so he had to stay sleeping. But my point is, with these hogs here, a lot of research, a lot of studies. You know, at 8 months old, sows can have babies, can be bred. You know, 3 litters a year, 12 a litter. You know, do the math. A lot of what I see, in my opinion, is it's food source generated. If they've got a healthy food source, they can push out some babies. The most that we've ever cut out of a sow, meaning babies, we don't count them, just more out of curiosity, is we've cut 10 out of some big sows, 300-pound sows. Mostly what we see is like 5 to 7 per sow. But the point is that if you do the math back here of all these sows, pregnant or soon-to-be sows that, you know, just aren't there yet, I mean, that's just a crap load of babies. That's probably better lighting. I apologize. We're still trying to figure all this out. But that's a lot of babies. So this group of 19, do the math. You know, in a month, could be a group of 30. And then it just builds. Our largest gate drop in South Georgia was 54. Our largest gate drop in Missouri was 49, meaning 49 hogs at one drop, 54. Big groups, okay? This property here, I think the most we've ever taken at one time is 33 in a group. But this place gets hammered hard with hogs after deer season because this landowner continues to feed. Everyone around him stops. He's got food and he's got water and limited human contact due to the fact he doesn't live on property. So the hogs work around his schedule. As soon as he leaves, whatever his schedule is, he's here Monday through Wednesday or whatever. You know, it just varies. Boom, we start seeing them on camera. So they're slick. But we're gonna get them loaded up, take a couple pictures for the landowner, and you know, start wrapping it up. It's a beautiful morning here in Florida. All right, we'll get back to you. Give you a good, sorry about that, we'll give you a good overall picture. Spread that out. Oh, hey, by the way, I hit my head so hard on one of them beams in there because I was dragging hogs and wasn't thinking about what I was doing. I'm seriously thinking about taking some pipe insulation and putting them on each beam because I ain't smart enough to remember it. I mean, I thought I knocked myself out. Wouldn't that be a sight? Zebby come back here to check on his daddy and I'm laying here with all the dead hogs with a concussion. I probably got a concussion, but I'd never know it. So we're going to load them on this trailer. We might fire up the winch, kind of show you how that works. And it's not real complicated, but for some of you it might be interesting. It's a 12-volt battery, just a little kind of cheap, inexpensive winch. And we just run that synthetic line out, grab the hog and winch them up. So we may do that. Just depends. Some of them aren't too big, but I've slipped and fell on this expanded metal at night in rubber boots, and I mean, hit your back, hit your tailbone. It's a pretty hard hit, but this is the best way if you're going to load hogs. If you got a pile of hogs, this is the best way. And this actual trailer here this is what we had on our 18,000 acre project for 2 years, and I mean, man, it hauled some hogs. So anyway, get back to you. All right, so we're going to try to do this. I'm not sure how well it's going to work with trying to run the remote for the winch and all of that, but we're going to kind of run it through you. So most of our trailers all have winches on them. What we use is a cheap, inexpensive winch. All of our four-wheelers and gators, we run Warrens on them. The Warrens seem to have a faster line speed, and they're a lot less noisy, but they cost more. We buy these cheaper, inexpensive winches for about 25-30 bucks. We put synthetic lines on them, and it's just a little kit you buy. You'll see that synthetic line. Much safer, very durable, very, very durable. So I'm just kind of walking you back up through the trailer here. Nothing for me to hit my head on. So that's the winch. We just mounted into, like, we weld a receiver hitch, put a 12-volt battery on it. The battery that we've started using the most is Optima. We've had the best luck with that. We're putting it in our diesels. We're putting it in everything. The big disadvantage to running the synthetic line versus the wire cable, my finger doesn't mess it up, is right here. A lot of times, if you're not watching what you're doing, that synthetic rope will slide right in behind that little reel and get down in there. And it's usually 3 o'clock in the morning, pour down rain and 50 degrees, which is cold in South Georgia. And you're trying to dig it out with your Gerber multiplier. But most of these, that's a 2500. Most of them come with a cable winch. Or, I mean, just a cabled remote. But they also have a handheld remote. So this is where it's going to get hard, because I'm trying to show you this. So, and that's pretty neat. So what I'm going to do is try to show you how it works. I mean, somebody will be like, well, I know how it works. I'm not stupid. But anyway, I'm just trying to, for people that don't know. So I'm going to turn it back on. And these generally run off a little CR battery, one of them little flat little guys. And then what we do with the synthetic line is you can just wrap it around their hoof or their leg. Works pretty good. And then back it out and we'll go grab the next one. But we're not going to bore you with doing another one. But let me get this camera turned around here real quick. So hopefully that was, kind of a little tech tip for you there. But you'll see with a lot of the products that we use, I mean, we don't have any sponsors, okay? No one sponsors us. And I know this is a very direct statement. You couldn't buy me as a cop, you ain't gonna buy me as a hog trapper. If I like your product and I think your product works well, then I'll talk about it. It's that simple. Okay, we're a Jagger Pro dealer because we like that trap. We're a NOCO dealer because we like that product. We are a dealer for a company called E-Trailer out of Missouri. We like their products and their customer service. We're a dealer for on-time feeders because we've used that product for over 20 years. And we're a dealer for a bunch of other companies. It's just because we like the product. Are we very partial to Ag Pro in Dixie, Georgia? Yes. Because my best friend, which I don't have a lot of friends, is a sales rep for them, and he has always bent over backwards to take care of our family. And that's where our loyalty comes to Ag Pro Dixie, Georgia. And I just like their product too. So if I mention Optima batteries, I don't get Optima batteries for free. I don't. I've had a Gerber on my hip since 1993, and I will tell you that I love that multi-tool. So when you hear us talk about that, no. These are just products that we know that we like, and we want to pass it on to you if you're sitting there trying to figure out if it works. Those little cheap winches are phenomenal in my opinion. 65, 75 bucks, $25 for a 2-year extended warranty. We drug 1,000 hogs with one, and it finally blew up and carried it in there and got another one. It's kind of a no-brainer. It's noisy. I think I need hearing protection when I run it, but anyway, that's a little tech tip for you there on our products. We got to drag one more, flip the gate up, and that's my, when you hear that noise, that's YagaPro's ringtone that you can select on the app. That's when I'm generally looking at one trap. So I'm still looking at this trap that's over there in Prairie, Lower Ingalls land, which right now it's just deer in there. But anyway, we're trying to wrap it up. So hopefully you learned a little bit about synthetic lines and cheap, inexpensive winches and a way to save your back and your shoulders. And I mean, I went to my physical therapist today, and hopefully I didn't ruin everything that she worked so hard on for 45 minutes pulling this stunt tonight, but it is what it is. Okay, the system is reset. All the safety pins are out on all 3 legs. She's ready to rock. We don't need to add any corn to her. She's got plenty of corn. I was going to show you this crazy junk right here. Dead-gum cactuses. Kind of hard for me to wrap my head around that. They're all over. I don't know. I know it's dry as hell, but they seem to be here all the time. Anyway, so we got them loaded up. Kind of how it looks. Hogs ain't much different than the bags of corn. You can kind of alter your tongue weight. We've got a lot of tongue weight, but fire trucks also got its water tank on there. We actually emptied the water tank a while ago just to lighten the load. But anyway, we're gonna head back to camp. It's about 2 o'clock. Beautiful, beautiful evening. No mosquitoes for some reason. Probably shouldn't have said that. Oh, Moon's tucked away up there. She's still trying to peek her head out. But we're going to fire this Honda up. And again, I wish it was a Gator, but can't be a perfect world. And head back to camp. And then one little closing comments. And it's shower bedtime. All right.